Hello students, welcome to the Class 12 CBSE Computer Science with Python in our YouTube channel TechBox. Kindly subscribe my YouTube channel if you are watching my channel for the first time, and you can share my video with your friends and families. And in our previous videos, we have solved the questions under the section A for the sample question paper which is issued by CBSE under the year 2023 to 2024. In our today's video, we are going to solve the questions under the section B. Okay, if you have not yet watched the explanations for the section A, I have provided the video link under the description box below. You can go and watch it. So let us start our session quickly. So let us read the question number 19. Expand the following terms. So they have given two terms, POP3 and URL. So POP3 is nothing but Post Office Protocol, and you should write this 3. Okay, this 3 is nothing but the version of the protocol. So whenever the question has 3, so you should reproduce 3 in the answer part. The second expansion is URL. URL is nothing but Uniform Resource Locator. So it is also called as a web address. So half mark for each correct expansion. Okay, you should expand it correctly for getting 1 mark. Each correct expansion you should correct it. So the next question is, give one difference between XML and HTML. So we have studied the networking chapters. In that we have difference between HTML and XML. So whenever you are coming to the writing the answer part for the difference between, you should write it in the tabular column. Okay, the differences between should be written in the tabular column. So the presentation should be in neat manner. Okay, so what is the first difference? So first you should expand it. Hypertext markup language. HTML is hypertext markup language and XML is extensible markup language. So whenever you are writing only full form for only 1 mark, so there will be no mark will be getting awarded for this. So you should write any one correct difference between to get 1 marks. So whenever you are writing only the expansion alone, so they will not provide mark for it. Okay, you should read this. So the first difference is we use predefined tags. You can write any one point under this for getting 1 mark. Okay, so the first point is we use predefined tags like I, small I, which refers for italic letters. So but in the case of XML, we define our own tags and use them. Suppose if I'm writing my own tag like text box within the tag, then we have defined our own tag. So we can define it by our own and we can use it in our program. Second point is it is a static web development language. The static means what? It is a constant. We cannot change the web page, but it only focuses on how the data is looking. So it is mainly focusing on the structure of the data. Structure of the data or web page. Okay, whatever it is only focusing on the structure of the data or a web page. But when coming to XML, so this is a dynamic web development language. So dynamic means it is not a constant. It can be changeable and it is used for transporting and storing the data. On the other hand, HTML is only used for displaying and it cannot transport any data. Okay, so the next important difference is it is not a case sensitive language. HTML is not case sensitive, but here XML is case sensitive language. Okay, so the syntax will be getting what? It is having a strict syntax rule in XML, but it does not follow a strict syntax rule under the HTML. So you should know all these differences, but you can write only one correct differences out of these 4 difference between to get only 1 mark for this. So the next question is, define the term bandwidth with respect to networks. So what is meant by a bandwidth? We studied under the computer networking. Bandwidth is nothing but it is a maximum rate of data transfer over the given transmission medium. So we have a transmission mediums, right? So under the transmission medium, how much data is getting transferred, and the rate of that is called as what? Bandwidth. So on the other words, we can write the amount of information that can be transmitted over the network is called as a bandwidth. Okay, you should reproduce the definitions correctly for getting the 1 marks. Next question, how is HTTP is different from HTTPS? We already know that HTTP is Hypertext Transfer Protocol and HTTPS, in this S stands for what? Secure. So let us read the difference here. HTTPS, which is Hypertext Transfer Protocol, secure. It is a protocol which uses SSL. What is the expansion of SSL? Secure Socket Layer, to encrypt the data being transmitted over the internet. So the data being transmitted over the internet are encrypted. So encrypted means it has been changed into some other form which cannot be understood by the human, so that we cannot able to make any changes on the original information. So that's why it has been encrypted. Okay, but this HTTPS helps in secure browsing, but whereas HTTP does not support under the secure browsing. For example, if you go to any banking websites or any school websites or college websites, so it has been secured by using this secure socket layer. So it will be using HTTPS. Okay, you can look onto the website address on the top of the website address bar. So next is question number 20. Let us move on to the question number 20. The code given below accepts a number as an argument and returns the reverse number. So observe the following code carefully and rewrite it after removing all syntax and logical errors and underline all the corrections made. So you should underline all the corrections which you are making. Okay. So let us read the program now. So read the first statement. Define rev number of num. So the function header, the user defined function should be written as def. So it is wrong here. So we should write only def. The second statement is right and the third statement is right. They have been initialized the variable with 0 each. And the fourth statement is while num greater than 0. So while w should be in the small letter. So this is your second error. And the next line comes rem double equals to num mod 10. So here you should write only 1 equals to. So doesn't need 2 equals to here. Okay. So just write rem equal to num mod 10. Next statement, rev is equal to rev star 10 plus rem. Okay, it's right. Num is equal to num floor division 10. It's right. Return rev. So this return rev, it should be somewhere here in under the while loop. Okay, under the while loop it should be there. But then only this rev will get returned. Okay, after that it's get printing rev number of. Okay, so in the print function they're calling this rev number and passing the number 1 2 3 4. Okay, so here how many errors are there? So this is one error. How many errors? Let us count how many errors. 1 2 and here it is 3 and this is 4th error. So we have 4 errors and you have 2 marks under this. Okay, so the next question is, let us read the next question. Hope you all understand. Let me show the marking scheme for this also. So let us see the marking scheme here. So see the correct errors, def, while and only 1 equals to and return rev. You should correct the errors and you should underline it. Okay, half mark for each corrections made. So let us read the next question. Question number 21. Write a function count now places in Python that takes the dictionary places as an argument and displays the names in uppercase of the places whose names are longer than 5 characters. For example, consider the following dictionary places: 1 Delhi, 2 London, 3 Paris, 4 New York, 5 and Doha. So the output should be like this: London and New York. So here you should define your user defined function as count now of places. Okay, before defining the count now of places, so you should globally declare this places dictionary values, key with values. Okay, after that by using the iteration, for loop in the iteration, after that you should check for the length of the characters. So length of the characters which is longer than 5 characters, you should change that into an uppercase and you should display that alone. So Delhi which is having 5 characters, so it will not come. So London which is 6 characters which is greater than 5, right? So Paris will not come and New York, it will come just greater than 5 characters, and this will also not come. So it should display London and New York in capital letter. So for making the capitalized letter, so you should use what? Upper function. You should use the upper function. Okay, let us move on to the program. Let me show you how to write the program under this. So first of all, you should write the places. So declare the places. Places is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the keys, right? 1 is your key. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as the keys. And I'm closing the dictionary. And each of the keys are having the values. For 1, which is having the value as what? Delhi. Okay. And for 2, colon, and which is having the value as what? London. Next, 3, colon, which is having the value as Paris. Then 4, colon, New York, comma, 5, colon, Doha. So this is your dictionary declaration. After that, you should define your user-defined function. So what is the user-defined function which is given here? Which is count now of places. Okay. So for that, the user-defined function is starting with def keyword. Then you should write the function name which is given as in your question paper. Count now of places. We are passing the places as an argument here. After that, you should iterate these places by using the for loop. By using the for loop for I in places. So here I represents the keys. Okay, here this I is representing what? This I is representing the keys of the dictionary, which is 1, 2, okay, 3, 4 and 5. So it should iterate with I, but it should display what? It should display the place's name. So for I in places, and the condition if places of I. So what is places of I? So this places of I represents the name of the places. That means it represents the values of the places. So I represents the keys and places of I represents the values of the places. So if places of I which is greater than 5, colon, you should print what? It should count the number of characters of the places, right? So it should check with len function. So you should reproduce it with the len function. So if len of places of I which is greater than 5, then it should print places of I. It should print places of I. So for making the places as upper character, so to print the places in upper character, so you should use this upper function here. After that, you should call the function count now of places. Just call this function here, count now of places. So let us execute it now. Let me show you. So it has been displaying London and New York in the capitalized letter. Suppose if I'm not writing this upper function here, what it will produce? So the result will be produced under the smaller case letters. Okay. See here, without the upper function, it is working like this. So hope you all understand this question. So let us move on to the next question. So what is the next question? Write a function len of words string. So you should define your user-defined function len of words of string that takes a string as an argument and it should return a tuple. So tuple means it should be somewhat like this. So tuple which containing the length of each word of a string. For example, if the string is come let us have some fun, the tuple will have the length of that each word. So come means 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should reproduce this 4 here. So let has 3 letters in it. So it should reproduce this 3. So likewise us have some fun. So all the things should be displaying the tuple. So the length of that given values. So let us work on that also now. So I'm deleting it now. So you should write the user-defined function and the name of the function is len words, which is given as what? Len words. And the argument here it is string. Okay. Afterwards, you should initialize it with a tuple. Okay. Before having that, first you should write the string here. Okay. First define the string which is given. String is equal to, the given string is let us have some fun. So after that, we have defined by using the user-defined function len of words of string. So just we are going to convert this string into a tuple. For that, I'm going to create an empty tuple. Okay, I'm going to create an empty tuple. Tuple is equals to, I'm going to create one empty tuple. Okay, after that, I'm going to split this string. Okay, string dot. By using the split function, I'm going to split this string into words and storing that words in one character, in one variable. Okay, data. So data is equal to string dot split. After splitting the string, so what it will be? So it will be like, it will be in the form of list format. So likewise, come, let us have some fun. So it will be like a separate words which is splitted. Okay. After that, you should use the iteration. Okay. By using the iteration for I in data. For I in data, so the next we are going to check for the length of that data, right? So the length of that I, we are going to check for that length of I. Each I is a word here. Suppose you can write word. Change here it as a word. For word in data, we are going to check by using the len function. So len of word is equal to, we are going to store this len of word in length variable. Okay, so it will produce a length now. After that, you should increment this tuple. Okay, tuple is equal to tuple plus, initially the tuple will be empty. After that, you should create a new tuple. So by using this length comma, by using this length comma, we are going to update it with this tuple. So already it is having a tuple with its empty empty tuple, right? Then after that, you should return this tuple. Return tup. Okay. So now on the finally, you're going to call this function. So just I'm copying here and pasting it here. Okay, just I'm copying and pasting it here. Just I'm going to write here as a result is equal to len of words of string. So after the result has been written here in the form of tup, then you should print the result. Understand what it is happening? So let us execute this program now. So it is returning the tuple as the lengths. So 432,443, which is as in the question paper. Hope you all understand. So they have been asking us to return a tuple. Okay, so that's why we are returning the tuple. So see here. So it returns a tuple containing the length of the each word. So after that only it is getting printed. So that's why we have made this like this here. So first we are going to return this tuple. Okay, they have mentioned in the question to return the tuple. So that's why we are returning the tuple here. So after that, this tuple is getting returned to this function itself and stored in the result variable. After that, we are printing the result. Okay, so after printing the result is giving the length of the numbers. So length of the words in the number formatting. So what is the explanation for this? So first of all, we are going to split this string into words. After that, we are iterating for each and every word, and another each and every word we are checking for the length of that word. So the length of the word is getting stored in the number format in the variable length. After that, it is getting incremented. So actually the tuple is empty now. So the empty tuple will be there. After that, length comma. So this comma indicates that it is a tuple format. Okay, so the length which is given here is 4 now. So tuple, empty tuple plus 4 comma. So which is a 4. So it will display 4. Then again it will go on to the for loop. Again it will check for the next word let. So after receiving the let, so it will return 3 here. Okay, so already 4 is there. So 4 is there and it will be incrementing the variable with 3. So likewise it is going on, keep on updating this empty tuple, and then it will return the tuple. After that, it is stored this tuple inside the result variable and it prints the result. Okay, it prints the result like this 432 443. So hope you all understand this question.